What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Adam from raidersofthelostflicks.com. Remember, if it's a bad movie, we want to know about it. And I hope you're having a somewhat less than painful Memorial Day, or hopefully a pleasant Memorial Day. This is a day where we should be paying respects to the people that gave the ultimate sacrifice. Our veterans. And I'm a veteran myself. I didn't pay the ultimate sacrifice, obviously, but, I do have a high respect for people that are in the military, because I know what that life is like. But anyways, instead of talking about that, we're talking about a group of idiots on the internet. And that's right, I said idiots. I'm using a very strong word. Could Solo 2 find new life as a Disney Plus series? I got up this morning and I looked at Twitter, and trending topic was Solo 2. And, I kind of stopped covering Star Wars on this channel because people just stopped watching my coverage of it. And I think it's because there was a lot of other things to concentrate on. But now that the entertainment industry has been put on hold, yeah, I'm bringing back Star Wars stuff, especially the stuff that really affects me. I saw Solo 2, and my biggest critique of it is that it is the most boring Star Wars movie I've ever seen. And boring is not something that should belong in the same universe as Star Wars. I've never been bored watching a Star Wars movie. Even The Last Jedi, as much as I can't stand that movie, I wasn't bored watching it. There was parts of it where I started to check out, but I was mostly angry when I was watching it, so at least I wasn't bored. Solo is just a big nothing burger. It's an origin story for a character that doesn't need an origin story. It's over-explaining things, and a lot of, I hate to say this, but millennial audiences really like over-explaining. They like prequels. They want everything to be shown and explained in a fucking movie. And there's going to be a lot of rants here. There's going to be some language, so I apologize in advance. But yeah, trending, Solo 2. So let's get into this shit here. This is by Paul Tassi of Forbes. Oh, Forbes. This website. For reasons I don't fully understand, hashtag Make Solo 2 Happen is trending on Twitter today. I have seen this periodically, where a band of Star Wars fans gets together and requests that Solo should be a sequel. Given how many loose ends it left hanging, clearly setting up something larger with the reveal of Darth Maul, a turn that shocked everyone who has ever seen Clone Wars. Solo's a film that caused Disney to put their single-character spin-off concepts on hold. Get off my page. Due to box office underperformance and mediocre critical and fan reviews. But if, say, the promised Obi-Wan Solo film has turned into Disney Plus show, could a Solo sequel have the same fate? There are some complicating factors here that could make this difficult. Well, good. I don't want this to happen. This is like the last thing that Disney Star Wars needs, is a sequel to one of its its only critical and commercial flop, okay? Solo star Alden Ehrenreich, the lifeless piece of wood that he is currently leading Brave New World, a sci-fi show on NBC's Peacock streaming service. That's already been filmed, but if it stuck around for a second series, he might not be free. Dong Lover, who is a huge asset to the film as Lando, probably does not have enough free time between FX's Atlanta and his music career to make a Disney Plus series work on his schedule. I was very disappointed with Dong Lover's performance as Lando Calrissian. I expected more, and that was actually one of the weaker performances in the movie. But there's some good news. Is there, though? Is there really some good news? Emilia Clarke, at least as far as we know, is not wrapped up in any new projects at the moment. That's because this actress sucks. This is a hard-to-swallow pill, everyone, but she's not a good actress. There's a lot of people that are good on TV. They're really good in a TV show, but they don't translate to movies. And movies constantly pick people out of trending TV shows to put in movies, and it doesn't always work. Charlie Hunnam, for example. Charlie Hunnam was fan-fucking-tastic in The Sons of Anarchy. But his movie career? Even when I think he's good, the movie that he's in usually kind of flops. I saw The Gentleman a few months back, and I really enjoyed that Guy Ritchie Gentleman movie. He was good in that. He was very good in it. But nobody went to go see it. A lot of people just didn't care. So Charlie Hunnam is kind of like that bad luck ornament. Emilia Clarke is the same way. Did you see her in Terminator Genesize? She's terrible in that movie. She's so boring. She's not what I would call Sarah Connor. She was not believable as Sarah Connor even in the slightest. But anyways, back to from my rant and back to this terrible article. Emilia Clarke, at least as far as I know, is not wrapped up in any new projects at the moment. Well, we've established that. With her last listing role being Last Christmas. Okay, so Last Christmas, I'm going to spoil that for you right now. So this is a spoiler warning. You know that song by the guy from Duran Duran? You know, George Michael? He did a song called Last Christmas. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. So she's in love with the guy that's the organ donor. Yeah. So they took the lyrics from Last Christmas and literally made it into a movie. Good job, Emilia Clarke. Fantastic. Oh, it's a Paul Feig movie, too. You know, he's the guy that did Ghostbusters 2016. Do I need to say any more? And she's only had 2 total roles since Thrones ended, not attached to any new series, so she could be free to return as Queera. Well, I'm not excited about that, because as with everything else, she was boring as fuck in Solo. I would have to imagine that Ray Park would love to play Darth Maul again, as he's always leaps at the opportunity whenever he's needed. Be it in cameos like Solo or doing voice stunt work for the animated series. Solo 2, the series, could scale down the budget so it's not some mammoth blockbuster and follow in the footsteps of The Mandalorian. So Solo is before The Mandalorian, but now it needs to follow in the footsteps. This article's tripping over its own narrative, but I think it's a question of whether or not Disney wants to revisit one of their movies that performed the poorest for them, and that would make it more than a few trending hashtags to make it work. I do agree that there is an interesting show to be made with Queera and Maul and young Han. I maintain Ehrenreich did as good as a job as anyone could have with the difficult task of channeling a young Harrison Ford. No, he did not. And the problem with that being is that nobody should have channeled Harrison Ford. We did not need a Harrison Ford origin story. The only one that ever did a really good Harrison Ford was River Phoenix in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Seriously, that is the only guy. If River Phoenix was still alive, I could see him being the new Indiana Jones, 100%. But he's not. He overdosed. So that's sad, and that happened. However, Disney has so many irons in the fire, I'm not sure what would motivate them to return to Solo. Well, that makes 2 of us. As a new timeline to focus on, unless they could perhaps somehow pair it with Obi-Wan, the only other series they're working on that would be in a similar time frame, but The Mandalorian and a possible Ahsoka spin-off well in the future, and even Rogue One's Cassian Andor show. Is that still happening? Who the fuck wants a Cassian Andor Solo? That is not Cassian Andor. That's Juan Solo. It is. It's Juan Solo. Should be later too. It even looks like Han Solo in Rogue One. Come on. It's generic Dollar General Han Solo. Oh, God. And a new show from Russian Doll showrunner is supposed to be in a timeline that we've never been to at all. Yeah, everybody's really excited about that one too. Possibly part of Disney's new desire to push. Desire to push. We're always pushing. See, this is why I started a YouTube channel, because there used to be a time... for example, there used to be, it's called giving customers what they want, supply and demand. There's a desire for a certain product, and the person that supplies that desire for that product is the one that gains the most money. Perfect example, prohibition. That happened in time, in the 20s. They repealed alcohol. They had prohibition, which means they illegalized the sale of alcohol. Nobody could buy any alcohol whatsoever. So the gangsters came in and they redistributed alcohol to people. They charged triple the price, and they made more money than they ever had before. Supply and demand. They were smart enough to capitalize on that. So somebody needs to come in and make some good Star Wars stuff. Okay, you will stand to make a lot of money. This High Republic era they are beginning to explore, Solo doesn't really fit into any of that. No, and Solo does not need to have more stuff beyond what we've already seen. He doesn't. And unless you want to start respecting some of the EU, which you got rid of, Don't make any more Han Solo stuff. There's one way I could see this working as a limited series like Obi-Wan. That show is reportedly 6 episodes, and when it's done, if you say turn Solo 2 into an 8-episode miniseries with Mandalorian-length 30-minute episodes, guess what? That's 4 more hours of Solo content, enough to fill 2 other movies and wrap up whatever storylines were teased at the end of the movie. No, you don't need to do that. This is a waste of money and resources doing this. And it's short enough to where Alden Ehrenreich and Dawn Lover would fit in if it was a one and done. So, no, this is stupid. People that want this to happen are stupid. You know, I get so frustrated because I live in times where the customer is always wrong and the person that makes the product is always telling the customer what they're supposed to like. And I hate this. And this is why we can't have nice things. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Have yourselves a fantastic Memorial Day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night on Loitering in Wonderland podcast, where we'll be talking about an episode of The Twilight Zone and an episode of Tales from the Crypt. So that'll be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then, of course, Fridays, make sure you join us where we watch a trashy movie around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we let you review it. You guys have a good one. Peace out. Remember, if it's a bad movie, we want to know about it. And every time you don't subscribe to my channel, God kills a kitten. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it somewhat entertaining. Please remember to depress that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you'll be the first to know when new content is published. Please visit raidersofthelostflicks.com for more hilarious entertainment and links to all of our social media platforms. Also, consider supporting us on Patreon. As little as $1 a month supports our worldwide digs for more Lost Flicks. Thank you, and have a groovy day.